Cool. Video number 3. What is a brand story video? And then also the difference between one that lives on social media and one that would live on a landing page or a website. Coffee. All right. That's about the end of that. So I have to go downstairs and get more coffee for the next video. Just joking. So definition's pretty plain, right? Your brand story explains who you are, why you exist, how you help. Usually told as a short narrative and explains kind of the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Pretty simple. Pretty simple breakdown. If you can follow the who, what, where, when, why, and how, then you can make a pretty decent brand story. And then there's a couple more tips I'll put in here at the bottom. But who you are, what is your background, explain the journey that led you to the business where you're at today, right? So, keep it brief, but connect emotionally, and also use this chance to establish some values that you have. So this video isn't really about you. Like, it's a brand story about your brand, but it's more so about what you can do for other people because you're in business for other people, not for yourself. So you want to have enough meat in the story and enough values that you have in the story to get people to connect, but then you're not going to talk about you the whole time. You're going to move on to what you do. So now they've connected with who you are, what you do, and who you help. So this is, okay, my business does blank. We help this. Here's the gap and the pain your ICP has. And then from there, address kind of the pain is like your ICP's enemy, right? And so this is where you say, oh, this is how my service and product, in a very, very basic, closes that gap and helps you. So that's what you do, why you do it. This is where you can kind of jump back into the heart and back into the emotions a little bit. Why you do what you do. Explain why, what fulfillment it gives you, the reasons why you help your clients and customers, and why you decided to act when you saw a gap in the market. And also, this is where you get to really dive in on your values. So it's like, oh, I realized that this industry didn't have a lot of integrity or honesty, so I do it with a lot of integrity and honesty by blah, 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 because I felt this. That is your why. The next is where. Just what locations do you serve your clients and customers? And if you are a digital product or an info product, you don't really have any boundaries on that, so you can skip the where in your videos. But if you service the Phoenix Valley, Scottsdale, Detroit, Chicago, LA, New York, Miami, London, Dubai, you can put all that in there. And then how. So this is, once you got done that, now you go to how. This is how your business helps your clients and customers. So this is your unique mechanism that, equals what result. So if you don't have a unique mechanism, then you need to come up with one, because this is your way to say and slightly introduce, this is not about a technical, this is not a video sales letter. This is not a video sales letter. This is a brand story. But this is how you paint the story of who you are, what you do, the pains your client has, why you service them, and now it's how you do it, right? And so your unique mechanism helps with this result, and I've done it like this, so I've just gotten this result, and then, my services and products, boom, 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 it closes the gap and defeats my, ICP's enemy. And then after that, you invite them, right? Tell the audience to just simply check you out. This could be putting their information on your website, following you on social media, if you have products, checking out your Amazon page, whatever the case may be. A brand story is not to close a deal, it's to build equity in someone's heart and mind. So if they're looking to check you out, they'll go to your website, they'll see this video. Or if it will be pinned at the top of your LinkedIn, or be your YouTube bio video. Or some people do run ads to brand story videos, but it is definitely a little bit lower. It's not the top of the funnel. It's getting close. It's in that. It's in convince. It's in nurture. So yeah, and then really there's the 2 versions, and ideally if you can knock out 2 versions in one recording, even better. But you have the social version, which you never would want to have more than 90 seconds, but 60 seconds is fine because it gives you enough to tell a story. This is where you can get creative and tell a little more fast-paced. I've seen some really good brand stories and story time videos on social that are very fast-paced. But you're just trying to, talk to people who you are, why you do what you do, this fast emotional turn. You send a proof point. This is how we do it. Boom, soft invite. And then you can kind of close the video from there. And some people I've seen slap CTAs on the back of them too. Good work. It really just depends on your audience. And then there's a website version. So now your website version, your web version is like 2 to 5 minutes. This is sometimes where I slow the pace down. It's a brand story. Let's take all these principles, take a deep breath, and tell a story with it, right? And, you know, you slower pace, shows a little bit more proof. There's more clarity, it's more pace, the visuals are more cinematic. And then it kind of just gets there, because if they're already on your website, they're really trying to dig into you. And so if it's like who are we video, they will watch longer than they will on social media. And so I'd say that's kind of the thing with I've made dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of brand stories videos at this point, and I've always seen that if they're website videos, slowing it down, making it more cinematic, as long as that fits in the identity of the brand. Some brands are really cutthroat style. Like I wouldn't make a slow cinematic one for like Liquid Death water. That's just not their brand, right? But you know, for a lot of corporate companies or anything medical or anything like that, or charities, nonprofits, slowing it down, cinematic visuals, great storytelling, and they don't even feel like it's a checklist of the who, what, where, when, why, and how, right? It just flows, and you just feel like you know them. You feel like you know them, and they'll take care of you by the end of it. So that is a brand story, and hopefully this was helpful. On the next one.